Going live.
I can wash my hands for forever.
Whoa, that's bad. Never mind.
All right, welcome to the Residence Life Pizza Party Cook-Off. My name is Joe, and I'll be your host, and I'm going to introduce our contestants. So first, we have Johnny Hurley, and we have Marcy over in her apartment in Miles Bibb, Johnny obviously in Towers, David over in West, Glenn wherever Glenn is, and then Stephanie over near Worcester, and then Lori Carr will be joining us, but waiting on her. She's having some technical difficulties, but she'll get in soon. So, anybody want to say anything before we get started?
It's on.
Oh, Marcy, all your stuff is pre-bought. Like, come on.
It's okay.
All right, so on the count of 3, I'll say go, and you can begin making your pizzas. So, well, I guess I'll count down. So 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so we see Glenn has the grill going on, so that seems to be a bit of an unfair advantage in my opinion, because I don't know how many of the on-campus staff can have grills that would work well. Just saying, Glenn.
Yeah, I have a grilled pizza going here, and I'll tell you more about it as we get going, but I'm going to start getting my crust going.
All righty. So, Johnny, what do you got going on over there to start?
I have the pizza dough. I am rolling it out as we talk. I have chicken and onions sauteing currently because I'll be making a barbecue chicken pizza.
Ooh, okay. We love the sound of that. Marcy, how's it going over there? What are you starting off with?
You know, things are easy breezy over here, Joe. Today I'm going to be making a cauliflower crust, pesto, mozzarella, prosciutto pizza. It's going to have a nice little balsamic glaze drizzled on top when all is said and done. So right now I have all my ingredients are sourced from a local grocery store that is not Wegmans. So a little bit sad about that, but equally as enthused to be really working with Trader Joe's. They haven't sponsored this post. They might, who knows. So I'm using their frozen cauliflower crust. It's a great alternative. I think it's gluten-free. So it's in the oven right now, and it's just a different flavor. So excited to be using that today. Oh, we have a Magnolia sighting.
Oh, Magnolia is getting in on the pizza action. And Lori Carr seems to be joining at the moment live. Lori, how are you?
Click here. Okay, what's down right there? Okay. All right.
We're having fun with the filthy stuff.
There she is.
Yeah, Lori.
All right. Hello, Lori. How are you?
Laptop muted. The laptop's muted. Hang on.
Someone is receiving a call.
Someone is receiving a call.
Sorry.
That's all right, Lori. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Sorry,
So,
I never got the link, but what should I? Do you need me to say anything at this point?
yeah, so we're live. So obviously, as I was saying, Lori Carr is now in the call. So, Lori, what kind of pizza are you making?
I am making a spaghetti pizza with homemade spaghetti. So right now what I'm doing is I have the homemade the spaghetti and it's all cooked. So I'm just ready to add it to some beaten egg and some milk and some cheeses and a little bit of garlic and salt and then we'll get it in the oven.
All right, sounds great, David. We have some people chirping your poor flinging technique of David over there. Just saying, someone doesn't think you're doing a great job with that, but they do think Johnny's crust technique, his crust rolling technique, is prime at the moment, is what I'm seeing on the YouTube chat. So I don't know, David, do you have any response of what you're doing right now and kind of what your game plan is?
So, Joe, what you want to do with a pizza is you want to use a really glutinous flour, like a bread flour is really good. And you don't want to roll it out because when you roll it out, you're destroying those gluten brands or gluten bonds. So to get like a stretchy dough that has good texture when you eat it, you want to stretch it out by hand. You don't want to roll it out. So I'm using a little different technique than what Johnny's using. What I was doing was actually, you could actually throw it up in the air and do it that way too. But it basically accomplishes the same thing to get that stretch.
Okay. I will say I think the viewers might be a little sad that Newport isn't also competing, but I think they'll get over it.
She doesn't have thumbs. It makes it difficult.
I can imagine it
dog
does.
The dog hair adds an added element to the pizza.
Yeah, it's a little extra flavor, some protein, I believe. So Stephanie, what do you got going on over there, and how's it going? I see you got some sauce out, along with also Johnny does as well. But let's see what you got.
It's going really well. I gotta say, the dough I made this morning may be my finest pizza dough to date. It just went in the pan so nicely.
Okay, we like to hear that. Stephanie was bragging about her dough earlier. We can confirm that. So Glenn, I see his pizza's on the grill now. So Glenn, do you have any advantages that you think the grill helps versus like an oven or a pre-made dough?
It adds a flavor. It adds a little smokiness, and the dough kind of fries on the surface there quickly. What I did was I put it on, and that's the trickiest part, honestly. And then flipped it over quickly. You can still see some of the grill marks there. Put a little Parmesan, some of my favorite pizza sauce, and now I'm going to go with my toppings quickly because this will happen really fast. I'm doing sausage, banana peppers, soppressata or soupy, and this is sourced from Westerly Packing down in Rhode Island. It's a great little family business. Soupy is really popular down there. It's got a deeper flavor than a richer flavor than pepperoni. And so I'm going to be putting this all together. This will be off in just a few minutes.
Okay, all right. That's good to know. Good to know. I see Johnny's getting all of his toppings that he was sauteing onto the pizza at the moment.
Yep, some red onions and some chicken that was seasoned.
All right. So Marcy, it looks pretty quiet over there. What's the next step for you?
You know, Joe, this is an easy go-to pizza, and it's really something that I think all the viewers here can recreate at home. So again, we got the cauliflower crust in the oven. I have torn apart some prosciutto. Looking forward to putting that on top. I have some fresh mozzarella right here, ready to go, shredded mozzarella. When the crust comes out, I'm going to be pulling apart mozzarella. It's a tip I learned from the one, the only Pioneer Woman. Big fan of the Pioneer Woman. Encourage you to all, watch her. It's where I get a lot of my inspiration from. That's all I got here.
Oh, interesting. I'm sure that Dean Nowak will be pleased to know that it's an easy to go to pizza, even though she will be picking up pizza from a pizza place later instead of making her own. So she's happy to be learning about all these different pizzas and how you can make them all. See, Johnny's got some good cheese drizzling technique going on. Looks like Lori's getting her pasta ready to go.
Yep, it's all ready. It's going into a 400-degree oven for 15 minutes, and then we'll do the toppings.
All right. And it looks like David, I might have missed it. David, did you just put your pizza in the oven?
Yep, just put it in the oven, 550 degrees, and leave it there for 5 minutes. I have a baking steel, so it's a big sheet of steel in my oven that's cooking on. I use some parchment paper to make it a little easier to take it out and put it in off a pizza peel.
Backwards walking dog.
For some people. What was that?
Oh, Magnolia's
Sorry,
walking backwards.
There's a backwards walking dog.
Oh.
The Magnolia sighting.
And then after the 4 minutes is done, I'm going to turn my broiler on low and leave it in there for a couple minutes to crisp up the top a little bit.
Oh, okay. Now, did we discuss toppings yet? Oh, we have a Newport sighting.
There she is.
There she is. Did we discuss toppings yet? What do you got going on?
So I have a canned sauce, and I have a 4-cheese blend. That's a mixture of whole milk, low moisture mozzarella, provolone, and then Romano and Parmesan. And then doing a veggie pizza today with some onions and mushrooms.
Interesting. Do you find that the 4-cheese blend melts better than sticking to one standard cheese?
It really depends what you're trying to do. So you could do just one cheese, like a low or a low moisture mozzarella. And you get a little different flavor when you combine those soft cheeses and the hard cheeses. So the provolone with the mozzarella, and then the Romano and the Parmesan. Gives you a little different flavor profile.
Okay. Now, Johnny, can you walk us through what you're doing now? It looks like you're using some
Yep.
oil.
So I have some great olive oil direct from Saratoga. And it's a garlic olive oil that I like to lightly brush on the crust to give a little glaze and taste.
Yeah, that's certainly some high quality technique we have going on to make sure that crust gets everything it needs, because we know some people that's their favorite part of the pizza. So it's good to see that you're taking so much care with the crust. All right. Stephanie looks like she's getting ready to go in the oven.
We're going in.
We're going in.
We got whole milk mozzarella, Park Skip mozzarella. We have some homemade meatballs that I made last night. It's a sausage and turkey mix. They are amazing with some peppers and onions. So it's a meatball sub pizza.
Can I ask
Ooh.
if your meat is locally sourced?
My meat came from Wegmans.
Mm.
Yes, Wegmans. Ooh, Stephanie, but yes, Wegmans.
Speaking to Marcy's soul over there. So
Trader Joe's, again, sponsoring today's, not currently sponsoring, but hopefully in the coming days, sponsoring this pizza.
it sounds like Marcy's getting ready to have some sort of YouTube channel to get Trader Joe's to give her things so she can give them advertising. We'll see how it goes. We'll keep you updated. I do not have high hopes.
If it has half the success as our Res Life FSU TikTok account, I can only be so happy. So again, that is Res Life FSU on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. We're everywhere.
All right. So Glenn looks like pizza's still just not in the oven, excuse me, the grill. So Glenn, any updates over there, or are we still coasting along?
It's close. I just wanted to share a couple thoughts. I use my favorite dough is this by Portland Pie Company from Portland, Maine.
Yes,
These do make a difference, but it's also like I use this because I want to feel like this is really easy for people to do on their own. There's nothing tricky. You saw this, but the ingredients do help. I like the Saratoga olive oil that Johnny uses, but for like my grocery store olive oil, California olive oil is very good, and I like that. And when this comes off, I'm going to finish it with some dollops of whole milk ricotta cheese at the top on the top edges of it. So,
Glenn, what type of dough are you using from Portland? Is it the garlic?
it's garlic. Yeah, it's the garlic flavored dough.
It's my favorite.
All right, so we have some common ground here on the ingredients that our contestants like to use, but it seems somewhat in different routes. So, Lori, how's the spaghetti getting? How's that coming over there?
Well, right now it's in a hot 400-degree oven, and I'll take that out in about 10 minutes, and then I have a variety of toppings. I've got some pepperoni, and I have some green peppers, some onion, and kind of fresh garlic, and I'm even going to put some little tomatoes in there, and then it will all be topped off with the same type of cheese blend that went into mixing the spaghetti crust. So there's I'm using actually a Mexican cheese blend, some freshly grated Romano cheese, which is in my blood from my Italian ancestry, and also some mozzarella, shredded mozzarella. So, and I actually have Wegmans marinara sauce that will top the the pizza. So, yeah, everybody's rocking a lot of people rocking the Wegmans. We got the same.
Wegmans.
Yeah.
Wegmans, if you're looking for someone to sponsor, Res Life FSU,
Yeah.
would be interested as well.
I got Italian classics marinara sauce, and it's organic. So.
All right. So, Glenn, we have a viewer asking if we can get a close-up of the grill when you have a minute.
Or looking on a Napoleon grill here. And I'll give a peek here at what we got going on.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. It's good to see that it's getting nice and crisp there. So I see Marcy is spreading, it looks like, I believe, pesto, I want to say.
Absolutely. This is, again, from Trader Joe's. We have a vegan kale, cashew, and basil pesto. So not your traditional pesto. Again, this is a non-traditional pizza here, though. So here's the viewers can see it. That's the pesto. It tastes just like it, and it's a little bit better for you. And we love things like that. So I put that on the pizza here. I'm gonna get the broiler ready because that's how we finish off my pizza. So
All right. Looks like most everyone's pretty much getting ready for some final steps. Everything looks to be in the oven except Marcy. So I don't know if that's she's a little behind or just a different strategy here. So David, how's everything looking over there? I don't know if you've maybe taken a peek at what you have going on in the oven, but we just want to check in.
Things are going good over here. We've switched over to the broiler mode now to crisp up that top a little bit, crisp up the edges on the top a little bit, and it should be out in a couple minutes.
We'd love to see that. David might be the first pizza we'll see completed. Now, distance from the top of the oven, did you have to move the rack up mid-cooking, or is it not too far?
So I have the rack up, not quite on the highest, but close to the highest it'll go, so it gets close to that broiler. Your oven also has some temperature variation between the top and the bottom because hot air rises. So you can get a little bit higher cooking temperature if you put your rack up higher.
Good to know. Good to know. Viewers, take notes. Take notes. So, Johnny, I see you cleaning up. Seems everything's in the oven. Do you have anything planned for once it comes out?
Cleaning up is a very important part of the process because you don't want to leave a clean kitchen. So I like to utilize the time of things cooking to tidy up. It is currently in the oven on a pizza stone, and I can show you how that looks. So I like using pizza stones because it makes the crust a little crispier, and I have it on a lower level, and then similar to what was just kind of said, I'll broil it a little bit towards the end.
All right, so we have some viewers asking for a recap of what's been going on. So Johnny has been doing I believe a barbecue chicken pizza, correct?
That's correct.
Correct. Marcy, I'm not going to pretend to remember everything you've said so far. I just know it's mostly Trader Joe's, if not all, so we could call it the Trader Joe's pizza. But if you want a quick rundown of what's going to be on it.
absolutely, I'll be quick. So we got the cauliflower crust, pesto, fresh mozzarella, little prosciutto on top, topped with a balsamic glaze.
All right. Stephanie was doing a homemade meatball pizza. Am I missing anything else from that?
No, but I do want to give a shout out to my mom. She's watching from Oakland, Maine.
Woo!
We love a good shout out.
Hi, Stephanie's mom.
Hello, Stephanie's
Love
mom.
moms.
Thank you for tuning in. You viewers are what make this possible.
Happy early Mother's Day.
Happy early Mother's Day.
Yes.
So Glenn, can you remind us of your toppings for the viewers at home?
Yes, it's sausage, soupy or soppressata, banana peppers, and cheese, and we'll finish it with ricotta cheese. And I didn't mention this before, but I have 4 burners on this grill. So at this phase where I'm waiting for the cheese to melt, the 2 middle burners are off. So the heat's just coming up from the outside, so it won't burn the bottom.
Oh, interesting. And then David, I know we were doing a veggie pizza. Anything specific you want to touch on, or? Well, we have our first mute mishap of Zoom. It's okay though.
So on this one, I'm just doing mushrooms and some red onions.
All right, and then lastly, we have a request to see some more of the homemade spaghetti. I don't know if it's still in the oven, or if we can maybe, Lori, if you want to talk a bit about the homemade spaghetti making process. The viewers are very interested.
Okay. I grew up with all grandparents from Italy, so I always had homemade pasta, and learned a little bit from my grandma, but I have one of those stainless steel machines. And when I used to teach preschoolers, we used to do it frequently so that we could make lunch together. So making pasta is really pretty easy. It's just a combination of, my grandma always told me to use unbleached flour. So I usually have unbleached flour. And, ooh, Glenn, that's
Oh, that's what we're doing?
Ooh, okay, Glenn. All right. Trying to steal the spotlight.
That's the spaghetti is made with half semolina flour, half unbleached flour, and eggs, and some little water and oil, and pinch of salt. And you just let the dough you knead it, let it rest, and then you kind of cut it into little pieces and run it through the machine, and it's lots of fun.
All right. Well, thank you for
Hey,
that.
Joe,
Yes.
can I do another shout out?
I think we might be on the same wavelength, so let's hear it.
My dear friend Melissa LaRue, who was my co-RA, my first year as an RA, and then my heart and soul for the rest of college was in Naples, Italy, is watching with us here now. What up, Melissa?
We were indeed on the same page. The chat was clamoring to make sure we knew to make sure that we let you know that she is watching right now.
Oh yeah.
Here's my spaghetti crust.
Oh, it looks beautiful, Lori.
And now I'm going to be adding the toppings, and I lowered the oven temperature to 350.
All right. So it looks like, David, you're ready to go. Do you want to walk us through the final product?
Sure. So as you guys could see earlier, we had the pizza there. We got some nice browning on the crust there. You can see the mushrooms. Onions are in there, kind of hidden under the cheese a little bit from what you guys are probably seeing. On the other side, you can see some nice browning on the back of it as well. You put it on the cooling rack so that it doesn't sit on the counter and get soggy, because you don't want to put super hot cheese right in your mouth, so you let it cool off for a couple minutes first.
Oh, makes sense. Very smart. Make sure there's no dripping and sogginess. I like that. Worst part about bringing home a pizza is when it gets soggy at the bottom because of the box, but we love to see that.
Crunch on the crust.
Yes. So it looks like Glenn is adding his final ingredients and cutting it. Interestingly enough, Glenn, it looks like you and Lori are the only two that went for the square pizza versus the round pizza. Any thoughts?
Yeah, so this is I consider this kind of a rustic approach, and the dough is kind of comes out more rectangular, and sometimes putting it on like misshapes it a little bit, and I just like to cut it up into the squares at that point, and it'll give you a little peek of the you can see the let's see the grill marks, maybe some of the grill marks, and then you can see how it kind of grills up on the bottom there too.
All right. So looks like, Marcy, are you finished over there?
You know, Joe, I am. I'm just letting things cool off. But what I've done since we last spoken is that I put the prosciutto on. You don't want to put the prosciutto on when you put it in the oven because prosciutto is really thin. It'll burn really, really easily, and it just doesn't taste good. So you want to add it when it's fresh out of the oven. Give it a little bit of heat, but not too much. Sprinkled it on top, and then I put a little balsamic glaze, again, from Trader Joe's. I can bring a close-up of the pizza. It might be healthy, but it's delicious.
Oh, it looks very thin. Has a nice little drizzle over the top, which presentation does get you everywhere in a virtual pizza show.
Absolutely, Joe.
All right, Johnny, do we know how much time we have left over there?
Well, I just clicked on the broil, so it should be another couple of more minutes just to crisp it on top, and then I can show you the product.
We'd like to see that.
Mine is going into the oven again now.
All right. Now, how long do you think you'll need it to be in the oven for, Lori?
It's actually like 15 to 20 minutes till the cheese starts to bubble. But in the interest of time, I actually made a small round one, so I can pull it out sooner.
Oh, thinking ahead. We love to see that. And then
When you watch cooking shows, you get hints.
Yes, of course. Look at this pizza that is supposed to take another 20 minutes, but here it is. All right, so, Stephanie, where are we at? What do we got going on?
Well, we just are waiting. I just cranked the oven up to 550 for the last couple minutes.
Okay.
Hot in my kitchen right now, not gonna lie.
The things we do for food.
It's true.
The things we do. I will say that there is a Ryan that is very upset they don't have a shout out.
Yeah, I know, and I purposely chose not to shout him out just to keep the anger flowing.
Ooh, let the hate flow through you, Ryan. Let the hate flow through you. All right, so just a little bit of waiting, folks, before we get to finish the final product and see everyone's pizzas completed together. Some started a little quicker, some finished a little quicker, different strategies here. I will say, if you want to throw it in the chat right now, what are your thoughts between the square versus round pizza debate? I'm more of a round pizza person myself. Just feels a little bit more classic. Even though Glenn used the words rustic to describe his pizza, but would love to know your thoughts, and we'll give you a shout out if we can.
Should we be cutting the pizza?
I believe so. I think you can cut it. We'd love to see you tasting your pizza to make sure that it's at least enjoyable to you.
I'd like to note that I have pizza scissors right here.
Pizza
Ooh,
scissors.
Gift from the Harringtons. Shout out to the Harringtons.
Shout out to the Harringtons. Franklin, Mass.
Absolutely.
I've never, ever seen... Oh, well, never mind. Pizza scissors don't matter when there's a dog on screen. So, here's Murphy, politely waiting until he can eat his pizza. Because I can only assume Stephanie's making the pizza for Murphy.
I might have a square or rectangular pizza, but I have a round pizza wheel to cut it.
All right, the more traditional cutting approach. David looks like he's ready to dig in. So let's go. Let's tune to David.
Glenn and Marcy right now, and figure we can do a little pizza cheers.
Oh, okay. Waiting for a little pizza cheers, and then we'll resume for our more time needy pizzas. But you can't rush tender, loving care to pizza.
Marcy, that finished fast.
It's quick once you get the cauliflower crust going. It doesn't, it doesn't really take much. Especially if you broil the cheese.
Looks like Johnny is breaking news. Johnny's out of the oven. Excited to see what he has to say. He's just, still tidying up, still being efficient, closing the oven, making sure we're safe. So let's see it, Johnny.
Still very hot, but if you look. There you go. That's not a pretty presentation, but it's going to taste great.
Looks great, Johnny.
It does look good. It might not have that perfect roundness, but it has that homemade quality that just makes you feel good about it,
I'm in the debate between the round and the square, so I decided to do an oblong.
Oh, okay. So, straddle the fence, play both sides. I understand. I
appease to everybody and their shape preferences.
I want to dive into Glenn's ricotta.
Okay. What do you want to know about it?
No, I just want to eat it.
Oh, okay.
Actually dive in.
Like actually go swimming in ricotta.
Make sure it's deeper than 8 feet though, so that, no head, neck, or back injuries.
Oh, thank you, Marcy, the lifeguard.
You're welcome.
All right, we have our first bites. We'll start with Glenn. Glenn, how did it come out?
Very good.
Just very good. There's no...
It's got crispness to it, and the crust, the ricotta cools off the banana peppers, and the soupy is great. Great product if you haven't tried it. Get yourself some soupy from Westerly, Rhode Island.
Okay. David, how's everything coming out?
Oh, this is excellent, Joe. We have a nice crispy crust. There's a great fresh tomato flavor from the sauce that I use. There's a little bit of umami from the mushrooms, and just a hint of onion that comes through, and then the four cheeses really round off the top of it well.
Love that. See, that's a great flavor profile you're describing for the viewers at home. Marcy, how is your Trader Joe's pizza? Does it taste like Trader Joe's?
If I were to think about what Trader Joe's would taste like when walking into those stores, this would be it. Because you know what Trader Joe's has a great selection of? Cheese. And really the fresh mozzarella combined with the pesto and the prosciutto and the balsamic glaze, nothing like it. So the cauliflower crust just serves as a vessel for all of those things. And you know what? I'm happy to use it as a vessel, and I'm happy to my vegetable serving for the day too.
All right. Stephanie, it looks like you're out of the oven. Let's tune to you. What do we have?
We have a square pizza, Joe.
Oh. So we have 3
Came out
square
very nicely.
pizzas. 2 rounds
Good
and an
browning on the bottom.
oblong. Okay. Now, do the meatballs do you worry at all about the meatballs drying out if they're already made and then they have to go into the oven?
Oh no, not at all. They've got even better color on them now.
Oh, did you purposely leave them a
They're
little
gonna
less?
be a little crispy on the outside and still really good on the inside.
That's everything we need to hear. Lori, it looks like you had pulled something out. Was that your pre-made, or is that the big one?
My pre-made round one, and I actually have two people who will try it, and in my home. So I have Stephen and Jay. I'm assuming you guys will probably want pepperoni. So here's Stephen and Jay that are gonna give it a taste.
We were anticipating this for 2 days, so
For 2 days, they were waiting for this. So we need to know what they think.
I'm excited. Good as always. This is fantastic.
Okay, so we're getting some fantastic remarks for Lori's pizza. Looks like Johnny is getting ready to have some bites of his pizza. It looks.
Still a little hot.
You do want to make sure that it's not too hot. Molten cheese burning the roof of your mouth and your tongue. You can't taste things for days. It's not something I would recommend.
Came out of the oven, perfect temperature. Good stuff.
Oh. Raving reviews for Lori.
My fan club, yep.
I think I like the noodle crust better than regular pizza crust too.
Oh, interesting. Interesting thoughts. All right, here's Johnny's first bite.
It's good.
Cheese.
Perfection, he says. All right, and then our last. We're still waiting for Stephanie's taste and her review.
Yeah. I don't. You were discussing molten cheese a moment ago.
Did I give you some cold feet?
I mean, I feel like I can wait another 30 seconds before I start doing the old choppy on this and tasting it.
Well, I'm glad that my warning saved you from potentially molten mouth of cheese and not being able to taste it.
Is this terrifying, Joe? The giant knife that I just...
Yes, I'm rather happy that this is virtual, because if this was not virtual and I had to taste this and it'd give a final review of who I think won, a giant knife would be intimidating. So I'm glad we can be impartial. Granted, we're going to have the viewers tell us what they think looks best. So throw that in the chat. Let us know what you think's best. And
I was actually texted by someone asking about my fancy oil. So I didn't get it from Stoa, which is a market in Boston. It was gotten from Saratoga Springs in Albany, like outside of Albany, New York.
Interesting. The viewers
Also seen
clamoring
some,
for this info.
Comments are coming in too about our host of the of this cook-off here, Joseph. So shout out to Joseph for
Thank you.
facilitating and guiding us through this experience.
Thank you. You're too kind, far too kind. Glenn, would you like to introduce us to your friend?
Yeah, this is Rockefeller. He likes pizza.
What did Rockefeller think of the pizza? Did he enjoy this round?
I didn't give it to him yet. I have to make him do tricks for it. But I want him to smell it, see if he seems to like it. I wanted to add, Johnny, the Saratoga Springs olive oil. I've seen it at Market 33. At least like up in the Millbury area on 146, they have a section of Saratoga Springs olive oil.
All right, we do want to give some last second shout outs. Johnny, the fans love your cooking setup, the camera setup. They think you're ready for a cooking show.
I mean, if you keep tuning in, I am going to be doing another cooking show for all of Towers and everyone else to see how we make the Ruth Wakefield cookie. For anyone that's interested at another live stream.
There you have it, folks. Not only did you think he was ready, he also is ready, and he will be giving you another cooking show. So ask and ye shall receive, my friends.
Exactly.
Stephanie, how is it?
It's real good.
How's the mouthfeel, as Charles Boyles would ask from Brooklyn Nine-Nine? Rate the mouthfeel, the taste, the texture.
It's real good. Your concern about the meatballs being dry was noted, but they are not dry. The crust is nice and pillowy. Overall, I'd say 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Okay, that's the first score.
Really important aspect of pizza, which is mine is holding up true, is being able to hold it up and it's staying and it's not getting floppy. I think that's a very good sign of a good pizza.
Would agree. It looks like David also is holding up pretty well. Looks like everyone's holding up pretty well, except, I mean, our spaghetti pizza is a little different. I'm not going to hold it to the same hold up standards because it's not the same.
It actually did stay together though on the plate. So, but it's I would say it's definitely more a plate and eat with a fork type of pizza. But my round pizza's already gone because I have people come back for second. So
That's a positive review right there, they say.
good thing I have a big one coming out of the oven soon. So.
All right, so we got some viewers coming in, and we got some votes for Marcy's Healthy Pizza. The grilled pizza was a close second. We have some verification from Sean that the cauliflower pizza crust is delicious. We have some fans shouting out Marcy, your choice of Trader Joe's ingredients, because it's just very on brand is what I can guess from this.
Camera. I have a guess too.
Oh! Breaking news.
How does the pizza smell?
It smells very good.
Ah, yes.
All right.
Oh, it smells very good.
See, everyone has a guest.
Yeah.
It's just
and I would like to say that she smelled that more than 6 feet away with social distancing.
It's important. We do support social distancing here on the channel. So let's see. Just gonna get through some couple other shout outs. Sean wants to be able to really try the grilled pizza, the meatball pizza. You know, Dino Act just says loves all kinds of pizzas. Isn't gonna really make a choice. And someone wants a slice of Glenn's pizza. Maddie would love to know how the ingredients relates to your personality. I don't know if we need to go into Marcy, because clearly Marcy just is and embodies everything that is Trader Joe's and Wegmans. That's kind of Marcy in general. Does anyone have some thoughts though on how their ingredients match their personality?
So first, going back to the shape, I don't fit in any type of box. So there you go with that. And it's a little spicy, just like me.
Okay. David, what are your thoughts? Any thoughts, really?
I'm chewing, Joe. I think it's delicious. I've got one slice left. Going back to Maddie's question about how do the ingredients reflect us? The onion I used was grown locally at one of our local establishments, one of our local farms that I support. I think that's really important because it shows our value of community and making sure that we're living in a world that is sustainable and something that we can enjoy.
It's a very well thought answer. Thank you, David. Stephanie, how does the meatball match?
I don't know that the meatball itself matches, other than the turning into a meatball home and quarantine and just snacking a lot. I really think it's a lot of creativity and ingenuity. I didn't know what I was going to make until yesterday, and I just dug through my freezer and my fridge to see what I had on hand.
Oh, interesting. Glenn?
Yeah, I also tried to do some of the locally sourced things, but I would say that my ingredients are kind of harmonious and they have a certain complexity to them, and I'll put that with myself as well.
A complexity to Glenn Cochran. You've heard it here first. Last, Lori. Everyone loves to know about the spaghetti. How does it all match your personality?
Well, I'm very proud of my Italian heritage, but I definitely stretch things a bit with turning the spaghetti into a pizza, and using just a lot of variety and diverse materials. So items. So I had a variety of cheeses, including Mexican cheese as well as Italian cheese. And I had pepperoni, and I had vegetables, a variety of vegetables. And I think that I like to mix things up a bit and have just offer some choice and variety. So I guess.
All right. And I think with that, it's 12:43. We don't want to take up too much time of our contestants. We got a busy day ahead of us as well. So I think with that, we're going to sign off. So thank you for watching. We hope you're doing well, staying safe, continue social distancing, and we're here to make sure there's still a lovely virtual community here at Framingham State. Stay safe.
Ciao. Bye.